Hey everyone, Sean Banks here from Cash Consulting. It's nice to see everybody again. Today, I'm actually joined with a special guest today. Her name is Roberta with Vigilance. And today we're actually going to be focused on talking about how can small businesses get sponsorships for their events. So Roberta is actually a subject matter expert in her field and what she does. So I'm looking forward to hearing what she has to share with us. So Roberta, thank you for joining me today. How you doing?
Sean, I'm doing well. Thank you for having me.
It's always a pleasure. With that being said, can you tell us more about who you are and what your business is?
Yeah, sure. My name is Roberta Vigilance. I've been in the event sponsorship space for over 2 decades. I secure sponsors for events, all types of events, but I mainly worked with community events. Businesses, planners that are implementing or want to plan, let's say, a book bag drive or a wedding expo,
Right.
or it might be a contest for musician or a fashion show, and they are seeking funding for that event. But they don't want to come out of pocket. Maybe they work a 9 to 5, the budget is already stretched, or they just don't have the funding to do that passion filled event, that event that's close, that cause that's close to their heart.
Yeah.
So that's where the sponsorship comes in, and I help them to secure sponsors for their events.
Yeah, definitely. And I'm glad that you actually provide the service because finding sponsors for events is not easy. And I'm pretty sure that there's a whole scientific method to figuring out who would be the right sponsor for the right events. But I do want to back up a little before we dive more into like how you help businesses. Just to give everybody some context, I actually met Roberta through a connection on Alignable. And if you're not a part of Alignable, I highly suggest becoming a member. Alignable is just another platform for small business owners, creatives to come together. It's similar to LinkedIn, but it's a little bit different. We're actually there to connect with one another and share information. If you do want the link to that, I will post it in the show notes. But since we're talking about Alignable, it's just right that we add and share from both of us how we found ways to benefit from it. So as you can see, I met Roberta through it. So you see how I'm benefiting. So Roberta, I'm curious, you've been on Alignable now for a while. How has it been working out for you, and how do you use it specifically for your business?
Yeah, absolutely. Alignable, believe it or not, I was introduced to, let me just go back a step. I was introduced to Alignable by this woman. Her name is Lady Renee. She works within the music industry, work with emerging musicians. She is just a wealth of information, very resourceful. So I worked with her on sponsorship. She wanted her musicians to learn about sponsorship and how to secure sponsors so that they can get the funding to get their music project off the ground. So she reached out to me and connected me with Alignable. I believe this was like in 2018. Alignable came out, I think, is 2014. But I believe she introduced me to Alignable 2018. Sean, I was like, I don't need another platform.
Right.
So Alignable kept contacting me, and the emails came from their corporate office. So it was like, oh, gee whiz, I just don't want another platform. But I'm so happy that I actually had the moment to consider what was happening, and I signed up for the Alignable, became active. Over the years, as you mentioned, Alignable is different than LinkedIn platform because currently to date they have over 8 million businesses. Small to medium sized businesses is what they specialize in. That's what they're known for. Businesses within the US and Canada as well. Even though my business serves worldwide, I've worked with individuals outside of the US. they what they do, they have different regions within the US, and as I mentioned, Canada. Since working or networking on Alignable, I've met great individuals like yourself, which has given me a platform to share what I do with others and share with your audience, services like mine that can benefit them to achieve their goals. I've made a lot of connections. Currently, I have over 1,000 connections. They also give recommendation to business owners as we engage with each other. I'm sure you and I will give each other a recommendation after this. I have over 90 recommendations. I've given over 50, close to 60 recommendations. What that means, it builds the credibility when someone's like, well, who's Roberta Vigilance? How I know she's legit. Well, now you have 90 business owners who are saying, yeah, she's legit. So now people come in and they prospect to find out more about me, and some of them are ready for me to work with me. So I've also gained clients as well, and people have purchased my book. So, and I've purchased services as well on Alignable. One thing I must say, Sean, one thing I must say is you still need to do your due diligence, on Alignable as well as with any platform. So Alignable has served me well. And, you and I just came out of a networking event together by chance. I'm like,
Yep.
I'm meeting with you soon. That's Sean Banks. So that was cool.
Yeah, and I echo everything that you said. Like I've been on Alignable myself for 3 years. I found clients of Alignable, but I think the biggest thing that I have to take away from what you said is that social proof is so important because as you're meeting with our business owners, they're writing recommendations for you. They're introducing you to people in their network, and that due diligence part is very important too because everybody. They claim to do amazing things, and I don't want to knock anybody and what they're trying to do, but you always want to make sure that you're doing your homework on anybody that you connect with on Alignable and making sure that they are who they say they are. Do they have that social proof, like you said? Do they have good recommendations, good reviews? Has there anybody actually used their services? So for anybody who's new to Alignable or thinking about joining, you see that has benefited me and Roberta tremendously. So we encourage you to create that profile if you haven't. It is free to join. There is benefits with the paid versions, but give it a try. See if it's something that could work out for you and your business. And I highly encourage you to join a lot of the Smart Connects that me and Roberta just recently came off of. Join some of the groups of anything. You could learn something from all the different business owners and what they have to offer. So with that being said, Roberta, you're actually the star of the show. You're talking about how you've helped people from not only here in the US, but you help people across overseas actually find sponsors for their events. I am curious, what is your process in helping people find sponsors for their events?
I always say to start from within, right? Start from what's my event, right? So you need to have an event. The next step is to educate yourself on sponsorship, understanding what it is, knowing the language. When I started, it was going to companies and asking them to invest until I got into corporate America, and it was an invest. I had to change up. It was sponsor. Would you sponsor my event? And then I'm like, oh, this sponsorship realm open up to me. Like, okay, here we are. So the process is really truly simple, and it starts with, again, you need to have an event. After you have that event, understand sponsorship. The second thing is knowing how to communicate with sponsors, knowing the right language. A lot of people think sponsorship is donation, free money, grants, totally different. It's not that at all. And you need to know these things specifically when you're working with a sponsorship professional who is savvy. And then the third thing is selling, right? Knowing what information to put into your sponsorship proposal, keeping your proposal concise and very clear, knowing what you have to offer. Again, starting from the within. My event, what does it have to offer the sponsor? Yes, I'm coming with their target audience, but what else? how can I help them to achieve their goals, to achieve their objective? Is
Right.
it through, can I give them leads? Can I give them sales? And then you have to put that into the proposal so that the sponsorship professional can read what it is or understand what it is that you are offering them in a quick amount of time.
So I agree with everything that you said, because looking for sponsors, I feel like it has to be a win-win partnership where you're getting the value from the funding, but the sponsors has to get something in return for the funding they give you, whether it's, additional marketing, maybe it's being featured in like a magazine or something after the event, or it could be the leads from that your summit or a event is generating that could be offered to them. Um, but definitely, like you said, it has to be a partnership and you have to understand what it is that you bring to the table